Hi there and welcome to the Met Office forecast for the week ahead. We've started the week, of course, reeling from Storm Isha. Widespread impacts up and down the country. I've not seen such widespread impacts from the far north to the far south from a storm of this nature for some time. No sooner, though, do we say goodbye to Storm Isha, but we say hello to the next storm, Storm Jocelyn, named because, of course, it comes so quickly after Storm Isha, so it's just going to exacerbate the issues to do with wind and rain. It's not going to help recovery and repair efforts. Storm Jocelyn and Storm Isha are at the tail end of this Atlantic storm track, a very powerful jet stream coming out of North America because of sharp temperature contrasts, 200 mile plus at higher levels in the atmosphere, roaring above the Atlantic. So the jet stream sends Jocelyn our way, not quite as severe as Storm Isha, but nevertheless could bring some serious impacts. Then it stays blustery for the rest of the week. Further lows come along. This time they're going further north. They're going to affect Iceland and Greenland, but we'll still have the tightly packed isobars, particularly across northern parts of the UK. We'll still have this strong westerly airflow bringing us bouts of rain and showers as we close out the week. Having said that, we do start Tuesday with dry and clear skies across eastern parts of the UK, perhaps a touch of frost in some sheltered parts of the northeast, but a fresh start for many. However, in Northern Ireland and West Wales, the southwest of England already starting off with outbreaks of rain ahead of Storm Jocelyn. The rain then moves across the country during the morning, turning wet widely by 10 or 11 a.m. across the UK except for Shetland, the rain reaching Shetland mid to late afternoon. And it will be heavy at times across the hills of Wales, more especially northwest England, southwest and central Scotland. And of course, that's coming on top of the rain that we've seen with Storm Isha, so could cause some issues. The winds picking up. The winds will be coming from the southwest rather than what we saw last week from the north. So temperatures on Tuesday afternoon up to 12, 13, perhaps 14 Celsius, much milder, in some places 10 degrees higher than we saw throughout much of next week. But of course, with the wind and rain, it's not going to feel particularly pleasant. And the wind will be ramping up at this time. So this is 4 o'clock Tuesday, and you can see those areas coloured in on the graphic here are experiencing gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour. So western and northern coasts by the end of the afternoon. But we see those colours make it inland by the evening, and the winds really peaking during the early hours of Wednesday. That's when this narrow swathe of very strong winds, 70, 80 mile per hour wind gusts, affects the north and west of Scotland, particularly around coasts. Yes, more of a typical winter storm, but coming on top of Storm Isha, well, that could exacerbate impacts and cause further issues given the ongoing recovery efforts. Through Wednesday morning, the winds do ease down, but it stays blustery, and we do have these wind warnings in force, with an amber warning for the north and west of Scotland where there's the risk of 80 mile per hour gusts, but really anywhere within this yellow warning could see 55 to 65 mile per hour gusts, especially around exposed coasts and hills. So Storm Jocelyn bringing some very strong winds, but also bringing some wet weather. West central and southwest Scotland, northwest England, higher parts at risk of seeing 40, and for Cumbria 60 millimetres of rain. So as we go into Tuesday night, Storm Jocelyn moves through. It stays blustery into Wednesday, further showers coming along, especially in the north and northwest. But for many southern areas, actually, some sunny spells returning. It's going to be a mild start to the day because of the winds, but we'll also see these blustery showers across Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England, becoming more confined to the west and north of Scotland by the afternoon. Some heavy downpours, perhaps the odd rumble of thunder in the far north. But brighter skies away from the showers, particularly towards the south where it will stay largely dry. 12, 13 Celsius, another mild day, and the winds easing through the day as well after a blustery start. But by the time we get to late Wednesday and into Thursday, the next weather system's coming along. This one's centred way away from the UK towards Iceland, but still some weather fronts attached to it, bringing some wet weather in from the southwest. A lot of cloud cover, perhaps a touch of frost early doors across the northeast of Scotland, but otherwise turning cloudy, outbreaks of rain moving across the country. Not much rain in the south, it has to be said, dribs and drabs of light rain, but more persistent wet weather for northern England, Scotland and Northern Ireland, particularly over west-facing hills once again. And it's going to be gloomy in many places by the end of the afternoon, but mild once again, 12, 13 Celsius generally, 7 to 9 in the far north. Then, as we end Thursday, these weather fronts clear through, bringing a return to colder conditions from the west-northwest as low pressure swings by to the far north. And you can see tightly packed isobars still. So it's going to be another blustery day on Friday with showers in many places. So the rain clearing the south early on and then plenty of sunshine for England and Wales. 1 or 2 showers for northern England, but the bulk of the showers will affect Northern Ireland and Scotland. And in the colder air, we'll see some sleet, hail and snow over the mountains of Scotland, perhaps some snow affecting higher routes of Scotland. It's going to feel colder on Friday, temperatures hedging back towards average for the time of year. Now, those fronts clear through and another system perhaps bringing some prolonged rain in the far north on Saturday, and higher pressure towards the south keeps things mostly dry as we start the weekend. And really that's the theme through the weekend. Higher pressure to the south and southeast, mostly dry here, still unsettled towards the north and northwest with low pressure hanging about near Iceland. So another busy week of weather to come, lots of wet and windy stuff, and another named storm to come on Tuesday night as well. Make sure you never miss an update. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.